This is no longer a local problem. The city of Vallejo is seeking the help of federal officials to help clean up a violent trend. Per capita, Vallejo has the third highest number of people shot by police officers in California.
Tonight, we go behind the scenes for some real answers. Senior investigator Stephen Stock spent a month with cops and community leaders on the streets.
We want to caution you that there are some real things you're about to see as it happens, some of it difficult to watch.
I'm already going. He made a phone call during the pursuit, said he wanted to kill himself by cop.
Sergeant Steve Darden has worked Vallejo streets for 23 years now.
For someone to think that as a police officer, I get up every day and want to come in and kill someone, they're absolutely nuts.
Death here remains a hair trigger away.
How many people are in the car?
Both for the man in the car and for police. We'll come back to this scene because it's split-second decisions in standoffs like these that divide Vallejo today. Vallejo police have shot more than a dozen people here in less than a decade. Willie McCoy earlier this year, Ronell Foster in 2018, Jeffrey Barboa and Angel Ramos in 2017. Just 4 of the 16 people Vallejo officers have killed since 2011. 10 of those shot were people of color. The 2 most recent cases are still under investigation. Officers were cleared of any wrongdoing by the district attorney in all the other cases. In February, police shot 20-year-old rap artist McCoy to death after he fell asleep in his car at a Taco Bell drive-thru with a gun in his lap.
One of the officers saying, you know, there's no clip in the gun.
Magazine's half out, so he's only got 1 shot if he shoots.
David Harrison, Willie's cousin, watched police body cam footage of the incident.
And the other officer looks at him and says, well, if he moves, you know what to do.
If he reaches for it, yep.
Willie reaches up and scratches his arm. He sleeps still.
He's moving, he's not up yet.
And then when he goes down, it's authority figures that have done this. What do?
I'm tired of yelling about black bodies in the streets.
Dr. Dante Quick serves as senior pastor at Friendship Missionary Baptist Church in Vallejo.
We are not changing cultures and systems that allow that to happen without real consequence.
We dug further and found that according to the state attorney general's data, Vallejo police have killed more than 13 people per 100,000 residents since 2011. That's a per capita rate of 13.8, more than Oakland, LA, San Francisco, San Jose, Union City, and Fairfield, as well as other cities. Does it concern you when you're number 1?
Yeah, absolutely.
Police Chief Andrew Badu oversees 103 officers at Vallejo PD. We asked him about all the shootings, including specific tactics used in the Willie McCoy case. Are you putting yourself in a position where you have to do something drastic like pull a trigger?
Well, listen to me. So you have somebody that has a gun on their lap. Based on your question, the assumption is, you know, there could have been something done differently.
Like honk the horn or get on a bullhorn.
They were actually in the midst of a plan to block that car in to protect the surrounding public. That person awoke on their own. And officers, had limited choices at that time.
Are you really, really sure that there wasn't another way?
Linda Daniels, Jimmy Jackson, and Ronald Scott are all members of the local NAACP in Vallejo.
It has come to the point now where we see the car and we don't see a protector, we see an adversary.
They see these killings as the result of deeply rooted problems that currently exist in Vallejo, a city forced into bankruptcy during the recession of 2008 that prompted city leaders to cut its police force in half, something the city has yet to fully recover from. Are there things you can do better, more diversity, more training, in order to reduce the number of these shootings?
Certainly, you know, we should strive to do better every single day. But we're only focused on a police problem. We're not considering that there's a community problem. Why is our crime rate so high? You know, why are these shootings occurring?
We compared Vallejo with its next-door neighbor, Richmond, cities with similar populations and high violent crime rates. While Vallejo police killed 16 people, that's a per capita rate of 13.8. Richmond officers killed 3, or a per capita rate of 2.9.
Because of our depleted numbers, these officers, they don't have the time to be able to spend with our citizens, and as a result, we kind of look like this force that's occupying their neighborhood.
Vallejo has 60% fewer officers than Richmond PD and a budget that's 15 times smaller.
We're among the lowest paid. Our applicant pool consists of inexperienced people who we have to put through the academy. When you become a police officer, it takes you probably a good 3 to 5 years just to figure out what the heck you're doing.
We also found Vallejo's police department does not come close to reflecting the diversity of the community it serves. Vallejo residents are evenly divided between white, Hispanic, Asian, and black. But Vallejo police officers are 70% white, 11% Hispanic, 12% Asian, and only 7% black.
It's hard to kill somebody if you know their name. If officers don't look like the community they're policing, it makes it much easier for misunderstandings to happen.
Does your staff need to be more diverse?
We're stuck with, hiring from the pool that applies.
Some people in the community might say we're sort of at war with the police.
Honestly, that's crazy. This city has somewhere in the neighborhood of 60,000 police contacts a year, somewhere around 3,000 arrests, and somewhere 150 of those resort in some sort of injury from force. I mean, the numbers are very, very small.
You got it.
In the time that we rode with Sergeant Darden, he and his officers saved a little boy and his mother from a pit bull attack, de-escalated a potential stabbing,
You okay? Yeah.
restored order at a house party after a shooting.
I've been involved in shootings myself, and trust me, ethnicity had nothing to do with it.
And then there was that man on the highway who said he wanted to die from what's now called suicide by cop.
Have somebody go up and cuff.
I got it.
That's enough. We got it. 2 people. Good job.
But on this night, despite guns drawn, the standoff ends without any shots fired.
As long as you listen to us, you won't get shot. Now, if he would have started reaching in his waistband, different story.
Chief Perdue says he's committed to hiring more minority police officers in Vallejo through a cadet program that employs youth directly from the community. Meanwhile, new legislation pending in Sacramento aims to make it harder for police to use deadly force. The new law would allow officers to use force only when necessary, rather than when it is reasonable, as the current law reads. We will continue to report on that, as well as policing in Vallejo and throughout the Bay Area, an important topic.
It's a complex problem.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that they gave us access to the department.
Unprecedented access. They were trying to be open and say, this is us, report on it.
Right,
And
they
that's
were
what
very
we did.
upfront.
Absolutely. They were transparent.
Okay, thank you,
You bet.
Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen. If you have a tip for Stephen Stock on this story or any other story, give us a call, 888-996-TIPS, or visit our website, nbcbayarea.com/investigations.
Okay, we got a little bit of a